figure out the true meaning of your brand. We get caught up with the content, the pretty stuff, the marketing, that whole nine. But do we know what we want to be known for?
Five, four, three, two. Namaste, bitches. Tyson DeLaCruz here. Have you ever wondered how much Michael Jordan actually makes anytime somebody purchases his shoes? Considered the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan has made over $100 million in NBA contracts. However, how much do you think he actually makes from selling shoes? On today's show, we have host of the Nicky and Moose podcast, content creator, brand strategist. She helps brands grow on social media. She is the CEO of Deeper Than the Brand, Nicky Saunders. What's up?
Hey, what's poppin'?
What's up? Thank you so much. So how much do you think Michael Jordan makes time somebody buys his kicks?
A per kick or just in general?
Yeah, like per item. Per item.
I mean, we got to think about it. The kicks probably cost about like 15 to 20 bucks to make. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
so then you have to think of labor and cost of whatever. You know, he sells, I would say, with each release over, I don't know, tens and thousands of them. So
He does.
if I had to put a price to it,
Or like a percentage.
Percentage wise, he probably gets about 30%.
It's actually a lot lower. I found out it was 5%. 5%.
Really?
Yeah, but still, he sells a lot of shoes. You know, that includes shoes, clothes, hats. You know,
Because
he's on.
it's the partnership with Nike as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
here I am thinking he just does the shoes. I totally forget it's under Nike. My bad.
You're like inspiration and juice for social media and tech and media. Started, I think, like a long time before social was a thing. Started back when you were in the Navy.
Yeah.
What type of things did you learn in the Navy that you're implementing in your business to help grow?
I think the only thing that helped from the Navy was the work ethic. I think there is the work ethic from a consistency side and the wanting to know more. So like with the Navy, we're supposed to know everybody's job, right? In order to stand out, get certain qualifications, you needed to know everybody's job. You needed to kind of know it to like a level 2, 3 kind of status. So not necessarily what I did in the Navy, because I was in IT, but the needing to do it until it's done and the consistency vibe is definitely something that I grew out of it. And the research part of like, oh, what is this? What is this? Let me look more into this. That's what I got from the Navy. I would say that.
That's awesome. Do you find, so is this the consistent rhythm of just doing things on a, like, kind of overcoming struggles and just keep doing them and keep doing them and keep doing them until they fit? Do you think that kind of coincides with people wanting to grow their brand and how you've been able to grow your brand?
Yeah, because it's really about presence, right? So when it comes to consistency, no matter how I feel, I'm going to post. No matter how I feel or what I'm doing, I'm still going to teach in some kind of way on a regular basis on social media. So with that, it's not going to be an overnight situation, but I'm doing it every single day, wanting to get better 1% every single day, which most after a certain time period, when there's no results, they stop, right? And what I've always learned is like, there's not necessarily a stopping point, there's only a getting better point. Like, what am I going to do to get better? This is going to work. I always have the mentality, this is going to work regardless. So some may think it's a dumb idea to do this product, this type of content, this kind of, workshop or whatever. I'm just going to look at it as this is going to work. This side this part of it didn't necessarily work, but the whole concept is going to work. So consistency, like, always beats my feelings, which the audience appreciates, because when they need it, I'm there. And not every time that I think they need it is important. It's when they need it, and then they're like, yo, I'm gonna share this all over the place.
Do you think that that keeps you kind of motivated to keep pushing out like newer and innovative stuff? Because, you know, from a looker outside of looking in, like the brand that you have is super dope. You know,
Thank
like I
you.
love the colors. I love like even down to the cameras that you use, the lighting, like it's fire, right? And it grabs my attention. And do you find that that's a motivating factor for you to keep pushing out like great content?
Yeah, I think people's reactions always helps, but I think my deeper motivation is just my purpose, right? To be able to help create the next influencer, the next power brand, the next, you know, person who figured out how to make money from content and how to make money from their brand. That is really truly my motivation. The What people may say about the content, that's cool. That makes me know that it's working. But the true motivation is that, yo, somebody commented, like, yo, I get it today. Like, because of you, I got so and so followers. Because of you, this went viral, you know. So that right there is more of my true motivation.
I love that. It sounds like you're a like a go giver, right?
Mhm.
Like you, because it's is that true?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm a server all day. I promise you, I'm a serve because I believe in just good karma, right?
Mhm.
It's always bigger than me. The things that I do is not about me. I'll only stay in one place if it is about me. But when I truly serve others, then it's amongst somebody, not necessarily them, but it's amongst somebody to like expose me to newer things because I just served in this capacity. So, yeah, I'm always serving, I'm always giving things for free. I have I have no problem giving my time because it's going to come back to me in some way, shape, or form.
I love it. I love it. You know, I believe you're Puerto Rican, yeah?
Black and Puerto Rican. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I saw a Puerto Rican flag, and my uncle through a marriage is actually Puerto Rican, and I
Ooh.
remember growing up, I would go to his mom's house, and they would have a big old pot of ndules there,
Yep.
and that was probably one of my favorite Puerto Rican dishes. When it comes to the nostalgia of Puerto Rican food, is there any specific food that, like, makes you think of, like, those family times when you were a kid?
Oh, surullitos and chicharrones. Like those two, still to this day, are my favorite. My grandma, praise God, she's still alive. Uh, used to love making those for me. And for those people who don't know what surullitos are, it's like corn sticks with cheese in it. She makes it with cheese in it, right? Super dope. And I just love that. And she would have so much pride making it, right? Now, of course, we had the pasteles and everything like that, but for some reason, it was always that one that made me remember, yo, the summers in Puerto Rico, the Christmas in Puerto Rico, because I used to go every single year until my grandma got older and just moved to New York with my mom. So yes, surditos and chicharrones has always been my two go tos and makes me always think about fam.
I love that. You know, I just did a talk a couple days ago to some agents for like a quarterly meeting, and there was they talk. I explained the difference between like Olive Garden lasagna and like my grandma's lasagna,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're the same. Like she's not using special noodles, she's not doing anything like that. But there's one ingredient that missing from the Olive Garden stuff to my grandma's, and that's love. You know, and when you said she was making the corn and you know you were like there's just corn with cheese on it, but like
Yeah.
she was passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, for me, when I see you share content and I see that, I see it lights you up like to share, and like that's why I really just wanted to connect with you, you know, because you it like brights you up, it lights you up, it's so dope.
Yeah, I mean,
um
it's something that I'm passionate about, and for me, like seeing other people get it and other people it making sense, because I understand this comes easy to me, right? And I would assume, like most people, yo, if this is easy to me, it must be easy for others. But I'm realizing that it's not. But my job is to break it down in a very simple way. And once they get it and it clicks, that makes me so happy. So I'm like, I'm gonna do
No.
this
Yeah.
all day, every
Facts.
day. And it's like I grab my phone or I'll go on the camera and I'll create something real quick. And it's like, yo, I'm gonna try it now. Oh, please do. I'm more power to you. I'll do more then. I
I love it. What do you think is the most underutilized platform that people should be using?
real talk, I would have to say LinkedIn. LinkedIn
Facts.
has,
Yeah.
yeah, LinkedIn has some real secret sauce over there that will get you recognized by really important people, right? From a creator standpoint, it's not the greatest, right? It's super business like. So for my content creators, there's no real like incentive to be there, where like on other platforms, we may get paid and exposure and all that great stuff. So from a content creator, it is a struggle to be consistent there. But from a business owner situation, oh yeah, LinkedIn is definitely where it's at. The organic reach is still live there. So whereas other platforms, we've reported TikTok uses heating, and for those people who don't know what heating is, their employees have like a button that can make them go viral. I think every platform has that,
What?
but LinkedIn.
Yeah, yeah, facts. I found LinkedIn, especially from a B2B perspective, like real quick access, like not 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but like two, you know?
What? He said two. Yep.
You know, like I said earlier, I could tell you're super creative. Do you have a ritual to kind of get you in the creative flow state, or do you just like, does it just come to you and you just press record?
Every morning I meditate. I think that helps a lot, right? You have to kind of clear your mind to accept new ideas. I do that. And then I do have a time block of where I research, right? I research, I go through what's been working, what's not working, and then I kind of create based off of that. I'm definitely the type that could create on the spot. Not everybody does that. I would love to batch, right? Like I would love like, and I always kind of promote the batching because I wish I could do that. I've helped other people really understand the batching power, but for me, with what I do with the certain updates and everything like that, it doesn't allow me. Now there's other people that it allows that to. For me, there's a new update on social media all the time. There's a new content tool that comes out all the time. I'm just I get excited off of it and I want to create it right then and there because I don't like getting beat. That's my competitive Leo side. You're not going to beat me. Okay. I'm going to put this out there first and people are going to love it. And then the rest of the people are going to look like, oh, they got it from Nikki. I'm cool with that. Right. I'm cool. But definitely in the morning, I meditate. I clear out that mind. At night, I do the same thing just because I feel for me that it truly helps bare minimum 10 minutes a day.
I love it. I love it. Now, you had said something regarding research.
Mhm.
You block time to do research. It sounds like you also block time to do like your analytics and just kind of see what may be coming down the pipe. How are you managing time, and what are some tactical things that people can do if they're struggling to create content or do research?
So I do what is called a 90-minute sprint. So shout out to Calvin. He's like a really dope content creator in TikTok and Instagram that introduced me to this, to where I write my to-do list And for 90 minutes, I turn off all my notifications. There's no distractions and I just go. And then after the 90 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, I'm pretty much taking a break, getting new scenery, that whole nine. And I may do 2, 3 of those a day. And I'm pretty much done with all my work that time. Right. So that's kind of how I like time block. I do the 90-minute situation. And then what was the second question? What was that?
Tangible things for somebody that may be struggling, like, the 90 minutes is a great tangible example. Do you have any
Yeah.
others?
When it comes to content ideas, use the tools and the resources. I've been really big on AI lately, and what everybody is talking about is Chat GPT, which for those people who don't know what that
Fact.
is,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
virtual writer assistant, right? And this is where if you don't have any content ideas, you literally can ask ChatGPT, "Hey, let's say a fashion designer. I'm a fashion designer. Give me 10 content ideas for the week." And it'll give you 10 ideas. I always say 10 because we have 7 days of the week. If you don't like all 7, you have 2 extra spare ones that you could create from. But this is ChatGPT is a really good tool for research, for the foundation. People have been talking about it from it's going to replace everything, and people are copying and pasting it, but it's more of the foundation of here's some brainstorming situations. It's going to still need your expertise and your skill set, but to say it sparks a new idea because it's giving you a whole list of things and probably a description. You could literally say, okay, um, how to pick out fabric from the fashion design example. How to pick out fabric. Hey, can you write me a quick video script that has a catchy hook, a problem, a solution, and then a call to action? And it'll give you a really dope foundation to be able to create. Like, okay, cool. This sounds about right. If I added 2, 3 more things to it, I have my own swag to a video. So tools and time blocking really are really dope when it comes to that topic.
Thank you for that. Yeah, AI has been huge. We've implemented it across my few businesses, and um, I didn't know it could do hooks. I didn't know
Yep.
it could do that. So that's something that I'm gonna dial in. Hooks, and you said it can just do catchy titles, because I've been writing in and just messing with it,
Mhm.
write an enticing title for said YouTube video of
Mhm.
this topic.
Yep.
And it's great because it spits out like, 6 things, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is a foundation, just like you said, to kind of implement into other things.
Yeah, and the
Um,
more detail that you give it, the better. So like if you know when since you said titles for YouTube, if you know the best uh the the amount of characters is like 70 characters people have said to get the best titles, then you could put that in Chat GPT. Hey, give me an enticing YouTube title. Give me 5 of them that builds curiosity and are within 70 characters, and they'll do it. No problem.
wow, what a great way to phrase that. I love that. Like how to build curiosity.
Yeah,
That's
you got to
great.
think about what are you, especially with titles and hooks and that whole nine. What is the emotion that you're trying to get out of? This is where you look at some of the best ones that have been out there. What is the emotion it normally? Why did it make me click? Right. So now you're saying, yo, how do you get somebody curious? How do you get maybe somebody laughing? How do you, whatever emotion you're trying to evoke with your titles, you want to add that to the description.
People, sorry, there's like a small lag on my end. I don't know. My
Oh, you're
internet's
good.
crap at the office.
You're good.
It's interesting because I just found this app that auto does captions, and it also artificially creates a title, and then it pulls tags.
Hmm.
So you can literally just copy and paste it. onto the platform. And I'm like, wow, these things are gonna like really be resourceful for upcoming content creators to
Yep.
make it super easy.
Yep.
Because you had said something in an interview, and I was like blown away. You were like, if you're not looking at your brand as a global brand, then you're really missing the mark.
Yep.
And like when you said that, I was like, wow. And this just makes it so much easier for content creators and small business owners to be out there,
Mhm.
What type of advice would you give a small business owner that just started leaning into social media and brand strategy?
Figure out the the true meaning of your brand, right? So we get caught up with the content, the pretty stuff, the marketing, that whole nine, right? But do we really want to do we know what we want to be known for, right? Because we're going to get caught up with what other people are doing because we're just starting. So we're trying to see, all right, how do I get in front of people? Okay, they're doing this, that seems that it works. They're doing this and that seems that it works. And I'm not saying don't do that because that's the foundation, right? But to build off the foundation, you still have to figure out the true meaning and purpose of your brand because that's what's going to get burnt in people's minds. From a bare minimum, what is the 2 to 3 words, 1 to 3 words that you want people to truly like remember about you? So we always go typical basketball goes Jordan, right? We talk about Mike Tyson, that's boxing, right? We talk about Apple, we think Steve Jobs. Even though Tim Cook been killing it, we still think Steve Jobs, right?
Yeah.
Amazon, like, so with that, the first thing we have to do is what do we want to be known for? When people Google us, what do we want to come up? And stay within that, regardless of what's trending, regardless of what other people in our market and our niche are doing, because that meaning, that purpose, that mission is what's going to help us stand out as a brand. So once we figure that out, the content kind of comes easy. The messaging comes easy. We need to understand the tone of like, are we a serious tone? Are we a funny? Are we like, shout out to Wendy's. Wendy's does these hilarious tweets sometimes now because they understand, yo, I have to put a personality to this brand because, and going a little bit into another way of we're seeing the power of influence create brands. So when you think about that, we look at Mr. Beast, right? For those people who don't know who Mr. Beast is, this is a YouTuber that has like millions and millions of subscribers on YouTube that now has Mr. Beast Burger, that has candy bars, feastables, that can do pop-up shops at any amount of time and will beat a McDonald's opening at any point because of the power of influence. So now that brands understand that, right? The big power brands, now they're trying to have people or a personality in there, right? And so this, I would say the second thing is, are we putting out our true selves? Or at least if we're under a logo or a company name, are we bringing personality and influence into our companies? Because this is where the world is going, right? There's somebody, one of the influencers who just did a pizza spot, right? There's people who's doing Legos and so many other there's so many tech situations that are coming from influencers that we have to look at it as, are we creating a personality and are we building influence as well? Because influencers move the people more than just a logo.
That was banging.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was great. Like that just came out like that was great. Super facts. People talk about like finding the avatar and like really discovering what that is.
Yeah.
How I think you mentioned it, but like it's just being true to yourself and you attract more people that are similar to you. Like
Yeah.
just be
So
you.
we normally we normally start with people who was our old selves, meaning we normally have a solution based off the problem that we used to have. Normally, right? So why don't we break down who the old us were? So could it be, 18 to 25? Could it be the 25 to 44 people who lived in a two-parent home, right? Was maybe given everything but lack motive, right? And so now they need this product or service to stand out because they're so used to a certain kind of way, but they have talent, right? So you look at who you used to be, right? You look at the problems you used to have and speak to them first, right? Now, some people are creating brands based off what they've learned, right? Whether from school, whether from experiences, that whole nine. Then you want to do research as far as who else is in this market, right? What is their audience? And then what is making me different? Because they have a problem still, even though they follow this person, even though they may have bought from this person, they're still seeking this solution somehow, some way. So I attract the people who are needing this, right? Could be similar, similar age group, demographics, maybe even what they look up as far as on Google, right? What keeps them up at night, right? But I do it in this way. That's the like when it comes to the audience, this is what makes us different is truly breaking down their pain points. Cuz it's not just, all right, I want to get, shout out to the people who try to run Facebook ads for the first time and they pick like 18 to 65 plus, knowing darn well that ain't your audience. I don't know why you serving somebody's grandma. I don't know why you're doing that.
Unless you're doing like Medicaid or
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Medicare or
yeah, yeah. I
something.
mean, life insurance, like the things they need
Yeah,
in
yeah.
life,
Dentures,
absolutely.
you
No,
know.
no, no, yeah, absolutely. But if you're not, right, they're not, they're past their time. They're
Yeah,
not worried about your products or services. They are on a short budget. Don't do that. Okay? Don't
yeah.
do that to them. But um but knowing who the audience is based off your niche, based off your market, and then narrowing it down to some of the pain points that they still haven't solved is what's going to help you with that different types of research.
So good. So good. What inspires you to keep pushing out like this free game and just like it's great. Like it is honestly really good, you know?
It's
What
it's the
just can
it's the same
yeah,
thing I
what is
just
it?
said. It's more of
Yeah,
I wish that happened for me. You feel me? Like when I
yeah.
was trying to learn this, I wish I didn't have to go through so many different videos and that whole nine. I truly want to be the source when it comes to content creation, social media updates and personal branding. Like that's my thing. Why? Because I had to spend hours and read and I don't like reading and I had to read and I still read to this day, right? But I just want to be that source for people and that's why I love doing it.
Mm, mm, mm. We're gonna roll into a little segment. It's called speed dating questions. You ready?
Let's go. Let's go.
Speed dating questions. These speed dating questions are brought to you by Mom Junction. If you were to take me on a date, what would your ideal date be? Where would we go? What would we do?
A dessert shop because I like desserts, and one that probably has amazing banana pudding and have a banana pudding and conversation and put everything out on the table first date.
He, he. If you were a, what movie or book best describes your life?
Well, currently, I'll say this. Currently, because of my personal relationships, I would have to say The Notebook, but the gay version.
I love it. I love it. Notebook is it's such a good one. It makes me
It
cry
is,
every
but it
time.
is literally my
You know, and I
life.
think
It's literally my life. It's so funny.
it's so like it's super duper romantic. It's such a good movie too. What's a weird smell that you actually like?
That is burn popcorn.
Burnt popcorn. Cool.
Burn popcorn.
Quality or quantity?
Quality.
Cool. When you were a kid, you want to be when you grew up?
I didn't want to be anything when I grew up. I didn't know what I wanted to be or nothing. Still, I would probably say, still to this day, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I'm just living my purpose. So, yeah, I had no clue. I didn't have no desire. I felt really bad as a kid because everybody was like, I want to do this. And they're like, Nikki, what do you want to do? I have no clue. None. So,
I love it. I love it. Please, can you tell everybody where they can find you all across the internets, Instagrams, all that good stuff?
So I have an amazing podcast called Nikki and Moose, where we pretty much drop all the gems of the trending brands and business topics, as well as the blueprint of some of your favorite influencers, and help you take their lessons and put it into your own brand and business. It's really dope, right? So Nikki and Moose, all podcast platforms. Plus at This Is Nikki's, Nicky, please, with an S at the end, on all platforms. But I'm super active on Instagram. You probably find me there, and then everything else kind of gets redistributed. So yeah, that's where you find me.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Nikki. I really, really appreciate you hopping on. I got like a couple pages of notes just from you dropping some amazing nugs. Please go ahead and give her a follow. And as always, guys, be kind, rewind. Peace. Thank you so much for
Of
hopping on
course.
this. I really
Of course.
appreciate you doing it. Like, I love the energy. I love the aura. You're a dope, rad person.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
I
And
love I love the
if
kicks.
you
I
need
love the
anything from
kicks in the
me,
back.
oh, yeah, I got 7. Don't worry about it. It's just like 7 of them. It's all right.
Like, do you wear them at all or
I
what?
do. I wear all of them.
Okay, so they're like you can pull them out. You can
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, I'm
So
not
it's
one
just
of
in a
those
dope
that like you
display.
can't touch. I have way too many for me to not be like wear them. No, I wear them.
Yeah, yeah. Are they all
I
J's or
struggle
what?
putting them back actually. Like there may be a few rows that I won't touch because that means I have to actually put them back in place. But for the most part,
Yeah.
I wear all of them.
What are your daily drivers? Do you have a daily driver? Like one
Wait,
that you wear
what you mean?
most?
Oh,
Like
uh,
a pair of kicks that you wear the most?
so threes are my favorite. So I love wearing the Jordan threes and the Jordan ones for sure. But between those two and probably the threes, even though I have like mad fours and fives, it's the really funniest thing. Like the ones that I love, I have like probably the least of because I have certain colors that I just want. So
Yeah.
threes, ones, 13s, and then everything else.
I gotta look up the threes. I don't remember how the threes look. I know how
Oh,
the
I have
ones
them.
look.
Hold on. I was like, I have them. Can I move? These. These.
Oh, those are sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They did so many
Wait,
colorways of those.
hold on. Can't even hear you because I took off my headphone. Yeah, these are threes.
I love it. Those are sick. Those are so dope. They did so many colorways of those.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah. I mean, there's so many colorways of every
Yeah.
single one. Like, oh, that's all they do. They don't make new. The new ones don't sell, like at all. That's why they stopped trying to really make them in the masses. They just continue to put new colors on all the old ones. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And we continue to
Man,
buy them.
I had bought a new pair. I think it was I don't remember if LeBron they were LeBron did the LeBron do something with Jordans for a little bit or it was
Um,
somebody's like yeah,
I don't know
they
if
were
Braun did.
Jumpmans on them. and they were so uncomfortable, and, like, yeah, they were red. Um, it was probably, like, when he first came in the league. I'll send you a picture
Mm.
on Instagram, and I might be totally
Yeah,
wrong,
send it to
but,
me.
yeah, I used to buy, old school kicks every time that I would flip a house, and then I was like, "Dude, this is just getting way too much, like, I'm not like, I'm not wearing any of these shoes," you know? And I would be so n I wouldn't wear them because I wouldn't want them to get scuffed up or dirty, and, man, so I donated a bunch of them, but I still have Reebok pumps. Those were my jam. I don't know if you
Ooh.
remember those.
Yeah, I do. I do remember those. Those are classic.
Yeah, yeah. I like weird, like, shoes like that. Like, my favorites are the Shawn Kemp's, and, they got, like,
Mm.
their Reebok Pump Shawn Kemp Midnights. They're super cool, and I got a pair of Shaqs. They're just goofy looking, you know? Like,
Love
I
it.
love rocking them.
Love that.
So, yeah, thank you again. I truly appreciate you, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and your time, which is probably the most valuable, so,
Of course. And if you need
yeah.
anything, let me know. Okay?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. Truly
All right.
appreciate you. Alright,
Bye.
chat soon.